Hello everyone, I am Professor Priyanka Sachdeva. Welcome to the lecture on summative research. This lecture is a part of your paper on development communication. This module introduces you to the research that gets carried out post the communication has been delivered, that is summative research. Introduction. As we discussed earlier, formative research is before the communication is to be designed, process is when communication is being delivered, and summative is after the communication campaign is delivered to the audiences. In this module, we will discuss methods and approaches to summative research and summative evaluation, compare it with formative research and understand its role and relevance. Let's discuss the concept of summative research. Formative research is a research for planning the communication which we discussed in earlier modules. Process research, as we elaborated, is during the campaign. Summative research takes place after the communication campaign is over. As shown in table, research is incorporated at varied stages in any development communication campaign. In a project where communication is planned, delivered and completed, summative research or summative evaluation may have been intended to examine one or more of the following questions. To what extent the project achieved its set goals? What is the real situation after the campaign? What is the nature of change brought because of the project? How was the process and how it could have been improved if replicated or repeated? What kind of improvements need to be taken up for future? Why did the campaign work or did not work? What have been the experiences of employees and beneficiaries? Where sources have been optimally utilized? Were there any other ways which resources could have been generated? Summative research provides data for another project for future, so in a way it is formative research for forthcoming development communication project. Formative versus summative research. As discussed in the earlier module, formative research in development communication campaign helps in assessing needs, profiling audiences, resource estimation and outcome listing. Summative research, contrary to it, takes stock and therefore evaluates if needs are met, audience's response and feedback, resource effectiveness and evaluation of objectives set by the formative research. Comparison of formative and summative research. Types of summative research. There are broadly two types of summative research processes that can be undertaken. The first type of research is impact study. Impact is a cumulative concept where we try and examine what happened at the end of communication. Impact is also a long term, whereas influence is a short term process. In social sciences, impact is a cumulative concept, whereas influence is in between process. Let us take an example. As a part of campaign on anti-smoking or substance abuse, the communicator had set the goals which could be short term as well as long term. In a short term, the goal may be that of reduction of consumption or inclination, readiness for quitting the habit. The long term expectation may be to moving away from the habit and adopting healthy lifestyle. Summative research will help us understand if the goals set by the communicator have been achieved or not, either through data from people themselves or through indirect data. Impact studies are studies of judgment, and they help us take stock of situation. Another type of research in summative research is outcome or evaluative study. Evaluative research is a systematic collection and analysis of evidences to aid decision making on the effectiveness and utility of a particular product or service for specific users. Evaluative studies are undertaken to practically examine outcomes. Most of the times, evaluative studies are undertaken by funding agencies or third-party agencies in order to know if the campaign was relevant. There is a CIPP approach: context, input, process, and product to evaluation research. Defining the context is the reason for which the communication is taking place. Pre-testing the input is to examine in advance if it is making sense. Monitoring process to see if process is in right direction. And finally, to see if finished product is making any impact. Following aspects can be measured through evaluation in summative research. Knowledge. It can be in form of multiple choice questions, where if people know or do not know about desired objectives of the project. Perception and attitudes. Like RT scale, like strongly agree to strongly disagree on 3 of 5 or 7 point scale to know opinions and beliefs of people can be examined. Skills. There can be observed assessment of abilities through certifications, performance or physical display. Behavior and practices. If people have changed their practice or behavior, that can be measured through direct observation or self-reporting by the people themselves. You can also use mechanical devices to record change in behavior. As we discussed in the process research module, summative research and summative evaluation are also more or less similar processes. We would not repeat here the similarities and differences of research and evaluation. Yet briefly kept in mind that research includes evaluation. Summative evaluation may be performance linked, whereas summative research may be examining all other variables including performance. Impact studies elaborates overall impact of the project on community or society, whereas outcome studies refer to short-term goals achieved through the project. Impact of communication via internet on society. Tools for summative research like formative and process research. Summative research can also use any tools to gather information. Usually, any qualitative or quantitative tools like individual interviews, focus group discussions, scales, ethnographic observations, and many other methods can be employed. We will briefly discuss in obstructive or indirect as well as direct methods of collecting data. Indirect methods of collecting data can be immense help for summative research. Content analysis. You can choose to take up qualitative or quantitative analysis of letters, documents, photographs, reports, papers, materials generated in the process of the project. Since the material is pre-existent, you do not have to approach people in person for the data collection. There can be thematic, word count, semantic, qualitative or quantitative, and varied types of content analysis methods can be used. Analysis of content can cover entire project period and can provide documentary evidence without going to the field at the time of summative research. Mechanical measurements. You can choose to collect data using mechanical devices without obstructing people know that the data is collected. For example, in a project on public spitting, you can install cameras in the public places, and before and after the project communication and intervention, the data can be examined to see if there is changes in practices have been observed. Summative researcher can think of employing innovative methods of collecting data using diverse means. Camera in public place. Another example can be for a project on substance abuse. Data from shops selling cigarettes or tobacco can be gathered, or even the garbage of target population can be examined for wrappers of cigarettes or matchboxes wrappers. Mechanical weighing scales can be placed on location in such a way that when children walk in the classroom, their weight can be recorded automatically. Secondary sources. Documents or reports by third party, government records or consumer data, crime records, birth and death records, and any such material generated by others can also be used for purpose of the project. For example, a project on infant mortality rate can collect data about birth and death from government offices over a project period in order to analyze the change due to project interventions. Even a project on school enrollment can examine attendance records or class size data over a project period to draw conclusions. Direct methods. Apart from above elaborative indirect methods, there can be direct approach to data collection. Surveys, group discussions, interviews, meetings, questionnaires are some other tools employed for summative research. Unlike indirect methods elaborated earlier, direct methods are going to the project beneficiaries in face-to-face situation. It may be expensive and time consuming. Also, direct methods assume that people are able to articulate their perceptions and experiences in spoken words. Behaviors and practices can be gathered using indirect methods rather than direct methods. Group discussion and interview, which methods should be used for summative research depends upon the objectives of summative evaluation, resources available within and outside the project, stakeholder expectations, outcome of the project, and so on. Summative research, like any other research, employs steps in form of formulating objectives, decisions about design, sampling, construction of data collection tools. Summative research, like any other, employs steps in form of formulative objectives, decisions about design, sampling, construction of data collection tools, and decisions about techniques, collection of data, analysis and interpretation of findings. Cautions for summative research. Certain factors should be kept in mind while designing the summative research. Since most often summative research is an external or outsider driven process, these points of caution be part of the design decisions. Time. As a summative researcher, if you undertake research immediately after the campaign, the possibility is that the findings may come with reference to short-term goals. If too much time has gone after the conclusion of project, the possibility is that people may have forgotten about the program processes. Terms of reference. If terms of reference for the research are not well defined, the possibility is that the research or evaluation undertaken may become superficial. It is necessary to clearly define terms of reference prior to starting the summative research process. Usually, depending upon the context for summative evaluation, the terms of reference is defined. Researcher. Most often, summative researcher is an external agency. Depending upon the purpose of summative research, researcher is decided. If the person who is going to undertake summative evaluation has no context of the project, he may not be able to examine the outcomes. This applies especially to process-oriented projects where benchmark data has not been collected. In summative research, researcher is an important factor since they define the terms of reference. Benchmarking. It is essential for any development communication at the starting gathers data to benchmark the prevailing condition prior to the project. If we are examining before-after effects of the project, the before and after samples as well as data collection has to maintain consistency. If there is no benchmark data, there is possibility that the change achieved due to the project get ignored. Measurement of outcomes. Summative researcher need to accurately measure the achievements. Through qualitative tools, the possibility of accurate results is more. In-depth interviews, observations, cross-validation of conclusions can help accurately measure and document the outcome of the project. Audience for the report. It is necessary to know well in advance for whom the report of summative research has been intended and what are the objectives of writing the report. The possible audience for the report can be funders, employees, beneficiaries, government, general public and so on. The way material is organized and presented will differ depending upon the use and audience of the report. Outcomes of summative research. The broad expectations from summative research usually are if project will be adopted, modified, continued or withdrawn based on the findings of the research. Summative research helps us know if the goal and the objectives set up by the project are achieved or not. It also helps us act as a guide for subsequent cycles. Summative research helps us know if the goal and objectives set up by the project are achieved or not. Given are the main outcomes of summative research: effectiveness of the program processes, responses and reaction of the people who were beneficiaries as well as people who worked within the project, behavioral impacts of the project, learning at different levels within and outside the organization. Let us take an example of Jhabua Development Communication Project JDCP. Large-scale surveys were designed and implemented in order to compare pre-project and post-project knowledge gained on project aspects amongst target audience. Women and men who were part of demography were interviewed about their understanding of nutrition, rights, agricultural practices, education, and so on. At the end of the project, the similar sample was again surveyed with set of similar questions in order to understand if there was change in their knowledge. The report titled JDCP Impact Study of 2001 noted pre-JDCP and post-JDCP survey findings. The findings suggested that education, socioeconomic status, media exposure and frequency of view JDCP programs were positively correlated. But age and initial levels of awareness and practice were negatively related to the mean gain scores in different areas. Similarly, another study in 1995 of INSAT, Indian National Satellite Effect Study in 3 states revealed that television has penetrated in rural areas to considerable extent. The study also showed that viewers compared to non-viewers were younger, belonged to higher caste, more educated, had greater land holding, meaning better socio-economic status. The study also found that television provided them important development messages. Viewers were better informed than non-viewers. Conclusion. This module focused on what is summative research and how does it help in knowing the outcome of development communication campaign. It elaborated different type of summative research that we can plan in order to understand or judge the success and failures of communication campaign. It compared formative research with summative research and familiarized you with some of the specific methods for summative research. We also discussed points of caution for summative researcher. For more details, please read the module carefully and attempt the questions given at the end of each module. Thank you.